Mauricio Ruffy surprised the world with his speed and devastating power. The Brazilian fighter, originally from São Paulo, is not just any athlete. He possesses the precise technique of an explosive striker, combined with the intensity and hunger of a born finisher. Nicknamed the Silent Killer, Ruffy built his reputation on Brazil's regional circuits, where his aggressive and unpredictable style made him a feared name before making the leap to the UFC's big stage. Today, we will go through Mauricio Ruffy's career together, victory after victory, until we reach those moments that made him a real spectacle inside the octagon. But before you start, subscribe. Mauricio Ruffy was born on March 4, 1996 in São Paulo, Brazil. From a young age, he practiced martial arts as a form of discipline and self-defense. Although for years he worked as a bodyguard, his path to professional MMA began on the Brazilian circuit in 2019. On May 26, 2023, Mauricio Ruffy stepped into the octagon of Centurion FC with a clear objective to prove that his name was destined to shine in the big leagues. In front of them was C. Rotaru, an opponent who came with confidence and with the intention of cutting short the Brazilian's projection. The arena was ready, the fans were screaming loudly, and the tension was felt in the air like an electric current. From the first second, Mauricio showed personality. He did not wait to see what his opponent proposed. He came out to impose his style. With firm steps and body language full of confidence, he began to work on his distance. Rotaru tried to connect with his hands, but every feint was clearly read by Ruffy. And then came the first explosive moment. A quick combination of jab and straight that hit the opponent's face clean, drawing a roar from the crowd. Ruffy's pace was frantic, but calculated. He alternated high attacks with low kicks that slowly wore down Rotaru's base. With each passing second, it became clearer that the Brazilian was too fast and accurate. In the second round, Ruffy found his best weapon, a withering hook that made his opponent retreat, and without giving him time to recover, he unloaded a relentless flurry of punches. The referee had no choice. He stopped the fight, declaring Mauricio the winner. That night, his name resonated strongly in Europe, making it clear that a fighter destined for big stages had been born. On October 3, 2023, the most important event of his career until then would arrive. Dana White's Contender Series against R. Magomedaliev. It was the dream opportunity to enter the UFC, and with it, monumental pressure. The arena was full of fans and scouts, but above all, Dana White's eyes were on the octagon. Mauricio knew that it was not enough to win. He had to impress.
Going along. Already trying a high kick. Relies too much on his sense of distance and is very... It's Mauricio. He's won every...
Magomedaliev was a very tough opponent. with experience in fighting and a reputation for having a jaw of steel. From the start, he came out determined to prove it, throwing explosive combinations and looking for the knockdown to impose his grappling. But Mauricio, far from being intimidated, responded with fire. He moved with surprising speed, dodged and counterattacked with precise punches that began to make the difference.
Low kick in response, good feint. He looked, R threw a right cross, right? Not even a minute. Both fighters he beat. Ruff already managed to go in the first round.
The fight became a real war. In an exchange in the middle of the cage, Ruffy hit a live stream that shook Magomedaliev, and the crowd went wild.
I'm a fan. A fan is a fighter and is a human being. Brazilian is doing really well, right? He won on his first opportunity and hit
another swing. Rado landed.
The Russian tried to take him against the fence, but Mauricio showed a strong defense, with knees to the body that gradually weakened his opponent.
Now you have to step it up. In the final 10 seconds, you can't let Russ try to be the protagonist in this final stretch.
The second round was an exhibition of courage and technique. Ruffy mixed punches with takedown attempts, surprising the Russian and showing that his arsenal was complete.
Magomed Ruff, which is what the coach said. Good right hand also landed in a higher weight class. All this convinces.
In the last round, with the pressure at its maximum, Mauricio threw himself with everything. A devastating combination of left and right pushed Magomedaliev back, and there he unleashed a gale of blows that lifted the crowd from their seats.
Ruff has 1 minute and 45 now blows. That's it. Look, good work on Jeff. Put him in for a blessing.
Range. See, Mahmoudi?
Oh, definitely. He threw the hook.
The Russian resisted, but the dominance was absolute.
Russo went for the and he's on top, huh? It's time for Ruff. He keeps punishing the metal wizard. Yeah.
When the final bell rang, the verdict was clear. Victory for Mauricio Ruffy. The camera focused on Dana White, who was smiling and clapping. Minutes later, the contract was announced. Mauricio had not only won, he had conquered his entry into the UFC in the most spectacular way possible. On May 4, 2024 at UFC 301, Mauricio made his official debut in the organization, and there could not be a better venue, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The opponent, Jamie Mullarkey, an experienced Australian warrior with an iron heart. The atmosphere was indescribable. The Brazilian fans sang, shouted, and the stadium vibrated as if it were a soccer final. Mauricio knew that he could not fail in front of his people. From the start, the fight was a brutal clash. Mullarkey, true to form, moved forward fearlessly, throwing hard combinations and looking for exchanges in the center of the cage.
Level. Oh, stiff check. Not the damage. Oh, he did to Mullarkey's leg. Mullarkey's nose is already leaking as he returns.
But Ruffy was ready. With quick movements and surgical precision, he began to punish his opponent with accurate jabs and body kicks that resonated in the stadium. The audience reacted to each blow with deafening roars. The first round was even, but in the second, Mauricio took full control.
He looks for that right hand. Look at that! Oh my God! Yeah, he's free and he's having fun out there.
He hit a withering right hand that staggered Mullarkey, and seeing the opportunity, he unleashed a storm of punches. Mullarkey tried to resist, backed up against the fence, but Ruffy wouldn't let him escape. The pressure was relentless, the pace inhuman, and finally the referee intervened.
And the dynamicism from Mauricio Ruffy. Oh, Mullarkey's hurt bad. Oh, big knee. Down goes Mullarkey. Oh, but for how long? Yeah, it's over. That now will do it.
TKO victory for Mauricio. The stadium exploded in a roar of national pride. Fans cheered him on as a hometown hero, as he, tearfully raising the Brazilian flag. His UFC debut had been perfect. He had defeated a respected opponent at home, and with a performance that further ignited expectations about his future. On November 16, 2024, at UFC 309, Mauricio faced Jay Leontop. The Peruvian arrived with hunger and proven resistance, and although he did not have the experience of other rivals, he represented a serious challenge. From the start, Leontop looked to surprise with aggressive combinations. But Ruffy was at a higher level. With patience and measured aggressiveness, he landed punches that gradually wore down his opponent. Mauricio showed a more mature version of himself without rushing, controlling the pace from start to finish. Every attempt by Leontop was quickly neutralized. After 3 rounds of clear dominance, the Brazilian took the victory by unanimous decision, further consolidating his position in the rankings. It was not the most explosive fight, but it was an example of intelligence and control inside the octagon. Finally, on March 8, 2025, at UFC 313, Mauricio faced veteran Bobby Green. This fight was a litmus test. Green was a big name in the division, an experienced, tough fighter with an unpredictable style that could complicate anyone. For Mauricio, it meant proving that he could not only beat prospects, but also active legends. From the very first round, the tension was palpable. Green, with all his experience, tried to impose his boxing, pushing forward with quick combinations and a suffocating pace.
When you got a guy like
Bobby trying to solve the puzzle of this long, tall, stung him with that right hand.
Yeah, he stung him.
But Ruffy didn't back down. He stayed composed, measuring every movement, waiting for the perfect moment.
Last UFC start against Leontop. Oh!
The crowd roared every time they exchanged strikes, and in the 3rd round, the explosion came. Green stepped in with a jab, full of confidence, and at that exact instant, Ruffy spun on his axis. Just a split second was enough. His right leg whipped through the air. The spinning kick landed flush on Green's face. The sharp crack of the impact echoed throughout the arena. Bobby collapsed to the canvas, completely out, with no chance to respond. The referee dove in instantly to stop the fight. The arena erupted. Mauricio threw his arms in the air, roaring with fury and emotion, knowing he hadn't just won. He had left an unforgettable mark with one of the most spectacular finishes of the night. A brutal spinning kick that sealed his name among the most exciting fighters of the moment.
And it really didn't wake King Green up.
From his first victories in Brazil to his consecration at UFC 313 against Bobby Green, Mauricio Ruffy has proven to be one of the most explosive prospects in the lightweight division. His 8-1 record reflects not only power but resilience. He learned from his first loss and came back stronger. With a very high percentage of finishes and an aggressive but calculated style, Ruffy has become a real threat to anyone. His path is just beginning, but everything indicates that he is destined to become a contender for the UFC title. Tell me, what did you think of this great UFC fighter? And if you think he could be a great contender for the title, to continue with this story, subscribe, activate the bell, and like to see more content from these UFC titans.